Okay. I scaled the highest mountain. Found the den of the winged beast.
What mortal has entered my forbidden lair?
It is I, a noble podcaster named Mike.
Wait, what is a podcaster?
What size saddle are you?
Hi, I'm Tyson.
And I'm Mike. And we argue with dragons.
Welcome back, listeners. This is Tyson.
And I'm Mike.
This is Arguing with Dragons,
Yes, it is.
a nerdcast where two middle-aged nerds talk about things that we're passionate about and, occasionally argue about it.
Also correct.
So what's going on in the world today, Mike?
Well, a producer from the new Malcolm in the Middle TV show died.
That sucks.
Yeah, I watched a couple of clips on YouTube from the new show, and it's actually kind of funny.
Oh, that's too bad.
Not to say that it hasn't outstayed its welcome already, considering Malcolm in the Middle went off the air, 15 years ago?
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah.
So I wish I had some good news today, but I really don't. The news right now is like dominated by terrible, awful headlines.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You know?
that's just 2026 for you.
Yeah. So instead, let's talk about last week's episode.
Sure.
We did this rockin' episode and it just released today, folks. We are celebrating right now. May the 4th be with you. And that is news in its own. So today is Star Wars Day as we record this, which is wonderful.
Or annoying, depending on who you're talking to.
That's fair. I'm the big Star Wars nerd, folks. So it's really just me. But last week we talked about 90s cartoons and it was fun.
Yes, it was.
I spent a huge chunk of my day today editing that episode just to get it released tonight. And man, there was so much we didn't even talk about.
Yeah, you're right. Including the fact that we did our intro on Pinky and the Brain and didn't even talk about Pinky and the Brain.
We didn't talk about the Animaniacs. I mean, that was like a freaking rockin' show.
Now, let's be honest with each other here. The Animaniacs deserves an episode all its own.
I mean, it probably does because
a lot of those shows do.
It was a crazy, crazy show.
Yes, it was, and extremely poignant and on topic with modern and even past subjects.
My wife was so pissed at me too that I didn't mention the Wild Thornberries.
And smashing.
She's been watching it with our daughter, and our daughter loves it and has asked all week long for the Wild Thornberries, all because I brought up 90s cartoons in front of her. And I was trying to explain to her Doug just tonight before I came downstairs, and she looked at me and she goes, "Not interested."
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just a spot of advice for you. If you ever get into a game of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon with somebody, you have a little shortcut here because Tim Curry and Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers were both in the Wild Thornberries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Flea was the voice of Donnie, the little boy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the one that talks all fun. That was Flea from the Chili Peppers. And I mean,
was
drugs.
Tim Curry the dad?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. My wife said, I didn't realize that you do the voice of the dad all the time because I'm always like, yes, it's absolutely ravishing. And she was laughing at me. And, this week also, I watched 4 episodes of TaleSpin.
Hey, I did not.
I'm telling you, Mike, it is everything I remembered it. And it was wild because the first 4 episodes play almost like you're watching a Disney movie. There's a musical set with the villain. Don Carnage is his name. It's so freaking
What a
cute.
Terrible name for a villain, but at
He's
the same
French,
time, kind of
too.
awesome.
He's French, and it's like, they're playing off the word
you didn't have to
carnage.
tell me he was French. He's evil, so I expected it.
But there was so much in those first 4 episodes that were just so cool. And I'm like, I'm going to keep watching this show. There's like 40 some odd episodes on Disney Plus.
40 some? Holy crap.
Here I am,
I didn't know it was going that long.
40-year-old man watching freaking Disney cartoons in his living
Listen
room.
here, dude. I'll watch Bluey just cuz.
I can see that. That seems like about your education level.
It's wholesome as hell. And the
It's very
characters are
wholesome.
adorable.
We're going to dive right into our topic tonight, folks, because I don't think this episode's going to go quite as long as some of our others, but you never know.
It very well might.
We are going to talk tonight about dragons. It is in the title of our fucking podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
It most certainly is.
I want to address a 65,000 pound flying elephant in the room, which is what dragons have become in modern media today. But before we do that, Mike, we should do a little bit of a lore dump on dragons, don't you think?
I should say so.
Dragons. In Western culture, dragons were considered hoarders of wealth, symbols of greed, often tied to Satan or chaos in themes of art. They were meant to be killed, not befriended. They represent problems to overcome, not necessarily a character. These are classic knights standing up to evil, dragons kidnapping princesses, representing destruction, sin, and greed. Now, Eastern dragons, which is fascinating to me that 2 different societies on 2 different sides of the world came up with the same creature, but had very different meanings for it. The Eastern dragons represented wisdom, power, and balance. They were forces of nature. Water, storms were often characterized as dragons. They were benevolent in nature, symbols of imperial authority and wisdom in ancient Japan and China. Not beasts, but closer to gods.
Mm-hmm.
And these are, they weren't just big flying lizards. They were moral symbols. So knowing that, Mike, how do you feel when you turn on a TV and you see something like How to Train Your Dragon?
I have treated How to Train Your Dragon like I treat a homeless person. Just pretend they're not there.
Pretend they're not there. Yeah, that's a good one.
State of the United States as it is.
Yeah, it was a cute show, but modern media has really done a number on the dragon folks. And coming from a gaming aspect where I come from, Dungeons and Dragons, I remember my first several campaigns that I ran as a 14-year-old who had no idea what he was doing, always ended with the players finding a dragon inside a dungeon. And I did it so often that one of the kids that was playing with me said, just because it's Dungeons and Dragons doesn't mean it always needs a dragon in it.
Yeah, a bit on the nose, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I was like, okay. So I have come to respect dragons as something a little bit more of an oddity. But
an oddity, you say.
I say an oddity. But, sometimes in Dungeons and Dragons in particular, I feel like dragons can be a little underwhelming.
Yeah, just a touch.
And, they have to be played a certain way. And if your players are very OP and very well studied on dragons, they're not that, they're challenging, but they're not impossible. But if your players go in guns a-blazing, obviously you're just asking for a TPK, right?
I would say so.
So, Mike, do you remember when you first saw a dragon in media?
Probably not.
Me neither. As long as I can remember science fiction and fantasy and watching shows, I knew what a dragon was.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, kids that were maybe a generation or 2 past me had Dragon Tales. They had a whole ass show devoted to the things.
Yeah.
But then I grew up with Pete's Dragon.
Puff the magic dragon lives by the sea.
Okay, yeah, well. That was a little bit before my time.
Well, I know I'm old. I can't help it. Mike, we need to roll initiative. I mean, what are we doing?
Nat 20.
So it's a good thing you rolled a nat 20 because we're starting with the gold standard, baby. Let's
Ooh.
talk about smog.
Smaug.
What do we know about smog?
Smaug.
Well, you know what he's trying to say. Smog. It's trying to be, black cloud of destruction and death.
No, if you want to go with Black Cloud of Destruction and Death, you go with Ancalagon the Black.
Okay, who's that?
That is a dragon from Lord of the Rings mythology that predates Smaug and is probably 7,000 times his size.
Oh, 7,000.
7,000, and I am not exaggerating on that. There is a graphic out there that shows all of the dragons from Lord of the Rings, Smaug, Glaurung, and Calagon, and a couple of others whose names elude me at the moment. But Ancalagon is by far the absolute largest. It's like comparing an ant to a person.
Yeah, so smog
Smaug is tiny.
from the Wikipedia page is a dragon and the main antagonist of J.R.R. Tolkien's 1937 novel, The Hobbit.
Yeah, bet.
His treasure and the mountain he lives in being the goal of the quest of the powerful and fearsome. He invaded the dwarven kingdom of Erebor 171 years prior to the events described in the novel.
Yeah.
A group of 13 dwarves mounted a quest to take the kingdom back, aided by the wizard Gandalf and the hobbit Bilbo Baggins. Now, if you've seen the movie, Smaug is a terrifyingly large dragon, and his mountain is full of gold, like so much gold that Scrooge McDuck would be like, I
don't know.
gold.
I remember reading somewhere that Scrooge McDuck is the richest person in fiction.
I mean, he might be. I mean, that number one dime has got to have some magical powers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what makes Smaug so terrifying?
Smaug.
Aside from you constantly quit correcting me, fuck. What makes him so terrifying?
The fact that he himself believes that his own power is absolute.
Yeah,
I feel it just, not just his cockiness, but I mean, he has that in spades, absolutely. But at the same time, he can back it up.
Yeah. So in the movie, he taken down though by a simple spear?
It's a dragon slaying arrow made specifically to slay dragons. So I mean,
well,
if you want to call ice cream cold milk, sure.
Well, it was like shot at just the perfect timing, right? To take him down.
Yeah, it went between his belly scales, which were already softer than his hardened dragon scales along the upper ridges of his back and shoulders, but at the same time, still tougher than even the strongest armor.
Right. I've got a litmus test that I made up here. And this is going to be a test to say, is this dragon a real dragon, a good dragon? Do we give a shit about this dragon? Does this dragon exist independently of humans? If you removed all people, would it still thrive and dominate?
Hard to say. People are his food source.
Well, it's animals too, right?
I suppose so, but there's a whole crowd of people down there at Lake Town.
Okay. So, but he doesn't serve bond. He doesn't serve humans, and he's not bonded to anything, right? He's his own asshole.
Right. What a weird way to put it, but yes.
Is it fundamentally uncontrollable?
No.
Okay.
As proven by his discussion with Bilbo, he is at least willing to listen. That means he can be manipulated.
I don't agree with that.
I do.
Think a human cannot reliably command him.
Reliably, no. Possibly, yes.
All right. Does its presence reshape the world around it?
Yes.
Absolutely. Is it feared even by those closest to it?
Yes.
Does it embody something larger than itself?
No.
I think it does. Smaug embodies chaos, greed, destruction. Like he is a allegory for all of those things.
Absolutely. But to be fair here, you yourself just said it was kind of pathetic that he could be taken down by a single spear.
Well, I mean, anything that bleeds can die.
Absolutely, yes, except for I can't think of anything. But
Well, I am going to say that Smaug is a true dragon. I think he rates a 5 out of 5 on that. You
I will
say
give
he's
him
controllable.
I'll give him not controllable, manipulable.
Yes, it's not the same.
It's not the same, no.
I don't think there's anything a mortal on Middle Earth could manipulate Smaug with.
Then you lack imagination, sir.
maybe. But I feel he's a true dragon. All right, so that's a gold standard. So let's talk about one that you're real familiar with. I mean, you're pretty familiar with Lord of the Rings, but I know that Skyrim is something that's far more closer to your heart.
Oh, absolutely.
So tell me about what's his name in Skyrim?
Alduin.
Kind of where I got the name for my world from, Alduin.
Yeah.
But Alduin, tell us about Alduin.
Well, Alduin, the World Eater, is thought to be the spawn of Akatosh, the dragon god of time. Akatosh being the leader of the gods, the Zeus of that particular pantheon, if you will. Alduin is his child, but so too is the Dragonborn. Dragonborn and Alduin are opposing forces, basically. Just metaphysically, thematically, all that. Now, Alduin on the surface is not just a dragon. There's a lot more to it than that. He is a literal piece of a god that heralds the end times, and when he appears, he is supposed to end a life cycle, a kalpa, as it were. End the world and reshape a new one.
Interesting.
So there's a lot more to him than just, it's a dragon, look out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So he's kind of an allegory for the end days.
Absolutely. And
the restarting of civilization.
Yeah. And there is actually a bit of lore in there to that effect. At one point in the distant history before any of the games take place, the ghost of Alduin from the previous Kalpa came into the mortal plane and turned every Nord into a baby.
A baby?
Ate their time, basically.
So every life cycle on the Elder Scrolls world basically spawns a new dragon and a new dragonborn.
Well, not a new dragon. Alduin is the constant.
Okay.
The new dragonborn there could be multiple at the same time.
Why'd you say the ghost of the previous?
The ghost of the previous Kalpa, yes.
Which a Kalpa is an age, right?
Not an age, no. It's a world cycle. Like when this world ends, a new one will reform by the god's hands, and then life starts over, basically. Yeah, as opposed to just being like a 10,000 year period. No, it's a reality erased and reshaped. Interesting. But when I say the ghost of Alduin from the previous Kalpa, I'm saying he devoured the previous world, and then the new one was born, and he appeared in the new one before he was supposed to.
So without any humans or Nords or anything, would he exist?
Absolutely.
Would there be a reason, though?
For sure.
What reason? If he's there to end the life cycle, but there's no life.
Because he's a force of metaphysical power. He ends the existence of time itself.
Okay. Is he fundamentally uncontrollable?
Absolutely.
Are you sure about that? He can't 100%. Be manipulated by a mortal. He can talk.
He can talk, yes. That does not mean that he's willing to.
Okay. Well, that same would go for Smaug, right?
Smaug was willing to have a discussion with Bilbo.
But Alduin talks to the Dragonborn a lot.
Yes, he does.
So how is that different?
Because Smaug knows that he loves gold. Alduin knows that he is the herald of the end times.
All right, fair enough.
So it's a question more so of one's place in the world, more so than
all right, so
I'm better than you kind of situation.
His presence does definitely reshape the world around it.
100%.
It's feared by those even closest to it.
Yes.
And it embodies something larger than itself. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we get true dragon. That's a true dragon. Right there.
100%.
So
no question.
Let's look at one of our favorite movies
Okay.
that I love. This movie came out in 2002. It's called Reign of Fire.
Yes.
This movie, oh man,
That
ladies
movie
and gentlemen,
is fucking great.
this movie is cool as shit. And if you don't know, so this movie was a 2002 American release, and it starred none other than Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale, Gerard Butler. I mean, 3 powerhouse 2000s badasses.
Absolutely. And my introduction to the fact that that Christian Bale is English.
He is.
I had no idea before I saw that movie.
He's also one of like the biggest crybabies on set I've ever heard.
Oh,
So-
yeah, absolutely. Oh, good for you.
Yeah, that video is priceless. This movie is set in England in the year 2020, and it's 18 years after a London underground tunneling project inadvertently awakened a dragon from centuries of slumber underground. Now, this movie portrays dragons a little bit different. You know, we're talking, when we talk about Elder Scrolls and we're talking about Lord of the Rings, we're talking about intelligent, sentient creatures. Now, this movie portrays dragons instead as terrible animals that can fly and breathe fire. You know, not necessarily unintelligent, but
still just beasts at their
beasts, like instinctually motivated beasts. And these things eat ash and burn everything. And so this is a post-apocalyptic movie. The world has pretty much ended.
Yeah.
And the survivors are trying to figure out what the hell to do. And, you know, the dragons are dying off because there's nothing for them to eat anymore after 18 years of just burning everything to shit. So they go looking for the alpha that is responsible for, you know, fertilizing all these dragon eggs. Because
If memory serves, it's the one male, every other one is female.
Yep. They're a weird hive species where they have one male that fertilizes all the females. You know, giggity.
What a stud.
No kidding. I mean, dear Penthouse Forum, I'm a male dragon. Ooh. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about dragons being portrayed like this?
You know, I have mixed feelings.
All right, let's hear them.
I like the idea that the dragons are just forces that are entirely instinctual. I like the fact that it's all instinct and no intelligence. In that makes them 100 times more terrifying. When they cannot be reasoned with, they cannot be talked to, they cannot be stopped, just because of a natural calling that they have to just burn and eat everything. That to me is more terrifying.
It certainly is.
Yeah, not necessarily a good thing, but, you know, in the moment, in the theme, in that particular movie, it works perfect.
Yeah, and these things, you know, nuclear weapons don't even stop them in this movie.
Nope.
They talk about the dragons really just soaking up flames and being damn near immune to radiation and just like giant locusts basically that breathe fire.
Yeah.
And the way in this movie they take the dragons out, folks, they go up in a helicopter and they lure the dragon to be close. And then they drop 3 people called archangels from their helicopter, and they parachute down, basically harpooning the dragon in air, mid-air, getting it with a bowling net. And then they bring it down and kill it when it gets to the ground and it's tied down, only launching their parachutes at the very last second.
Seems like an unnecessary amount of steps, and it feels like that could be made a little less convoluted.
Yeah, considering and you know, spoiler alert, they killed the male dragon at the end with a fucking battle axe.
Oh, well, no, it was an attempt to kill with a battle axe.
Oh, that's true. He gets eaten, doesn't he?
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey takes a leap of faith off a building to try to land on the dragon's head and attack it with a big fucking axe, only to get chomped right out of the air.
You know, it's
a very Matthew McConaughey way to go, though.
No, it absolutely is. But this really lends a credence, though, to how unstoppable dragons should feel. If you're writing a book or playing a game and your players or your characters in your book have encountered a dragon, this isn't something that you can just walk up and hit with an axe. Yet in so many games, that's what you see. Your dragonborn runs up on the dragon flying down and hits the ground, and he runs up and hits it with an axe. And it doesn't work like that in this movie.
No,
It's
not at
so
all.
it's so realistic because in real life, I don't think it would work like that either.
Probably
What are you
not.
gonna do? Your guy with an axe is as big as this thing's fucking toenail. You really think you're gonna
Yeah.
hurt it with that?
Yeah, and I honestly, I think one of the failings of the movie is that humans are, if nothing else, infinitely ingenuitive. They would find ways to destroy the dragons. They would.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
it would not get to that post-apocalyptic point.
It would be like chemical warfare or something. They'd be gassing the dragons out of the sky.
Basically, or
I mean,
something of that nature. Or they'd find some kind of, I guess the tip of our spear weapons should be made of pure polonium or something. That seems to make their scales weak.
Polonium.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Polonium
sounds
is
like-
a thing, by the way.
that sounds like something Hollywood would come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they kind of did.
If you watch the movie The Core, they call the metal that they use on the ship unobtainium because it's so
Mhm.
expensive.
Same with the rare metal that was in Pocahontas. I mean, Avatar.
Oh,
I mean,
that's true,
seriously,
that's
think
true.
about it. Pocahontas and Avatar are the same fucking movie.
Kinda. No, you're not wrong.
No, exactly. Look into it sometime. You'll be surprised just how much of it lines up. It even comes down to a talking tree.
Let's look at Rain of Fire and their dragons on our litmus test.
Okay.
Do these dragons exist independently of humans? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If the humans weren't there, they would be there eating up all the dinosaurs. They even say in the movie that these were what wiped out the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I think that's cool as shit. Are they fundamentally
just a bit of interesting history in there. That's cool.
are they fundamentally uncontrollable?
Yes.
Absolutely. These are animals.
100%. They're monster cannibals. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Does its presence reshape the world around it? Fuck yeah, they end the
That's
world.
the whole point. Yeah.
Exactly.
The whole point of the movie is that they did exactly that.
Is it feared by even those closest to it? Yes.
Oh, yeah. The only
'Cause
person that
even-
doesn't fear them is Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I mean, look at the size of his testicles. I mean, fuck.
You mean biceps?
Armsicles?
Armsicles, yeah.
Does it embody something larger than itself? Yes.
I would argue yes.
Apocalypse, baby. 100%. So these are true dragons. They are myth level, rare, world defining beasts. And it's funny because it starts out with just one and then quickly becomes so many that humans just can't handle it. So I
Yeah.
don't want to toot this movie's horn all night, but goddamn,
I
go
would.
out and
Shit,
find
I'm
this
gonna
movie.
watch it. You know what? Just for the benefit of our listeners here, let's see what I can see here. Reign of Fire. It is available for stream on YouTube for $3.99.
Damn it! I was hoping it'd be free on one of the normal ones.
I know, right? I'm a little sad about that myself.
I had this movie on DVD for a long time back when, DVDs were a thing. For you young listeners, we used to watch our movies on round discs.
Yeah.
So,
The movie only got a 6.2 out of 10 stars on IMDb.
oh yeah, it wasn't a very big blockbuster.
I mean, it was a
movie.
little hokey, but at the same time, it was fucking awesome.
Hey, it made money. Okay, it had a $60 million budget and it made $82.2 million in the box office. So that's a win. Fuck it. And the doctor, Alexander Siddig from Deep Space Nine, was a radio operator in this show. I spotted his face in this movie. When I watched it, I was like, is that Julian Bashir? And if you know me or know anything about me, folks, I am a big Star Trek DS9 fan. Absolutely. Just about as big a DS9 fan as I am a Star Wars fan.
Yay.
Yeah, yes, I know. Mike's so just happy that there's something I like as much as Star Wars. So let's move on to something we know much less about. but we're going to sit here and pick on because I think we'll piss off some fans. You can't talk about dragons and not talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you can.
I know. Listeners, I don't like Game of Thrones that much.
Me neither. I watched the whole first season about 4 times when we were living together, no less. Tyson can vouch for that.
I want to like it.
I do
want
too.
to be
I do too.
And I just can't.
It's okay. Take Star Wars, something that you are intimately familiar with. Take out all the action and all the space battles, political theater.
And add some nudity and political theater.
Add nudity, add a little bit of gratuitous violence, and a little more nudity, and there you go.
Mike, if there was a lot of nudity and you got to see Princess Leia walking around naked a whole bunch, being political, you'd still watch it. That's not a lie. Let's be real.
All right, smash.
So, Game of Thrones. Now, these dragons in the show are kind of used as weapons of mass destruction. They're controllable. Don't get me wrong. They're instinct, rage, dominance, and they're kind of like nukes. And
sort of, kind of, yeah. You show dragons to a
as I'm scrolling through pictures from Game of Thrones, I'm seeing this really familiar sight of people riding them. So let's look at our litmus test then.
Well, before we do that, I feel we would do it a disservice if we didn't at least explain a little bit.
Go for it, Mike.
From what I understand, now having seen only the first season myself, the dragons in the show are all the children of the blonde girl Daenerys, portrayed by Emilia Clarke, extremely hot, but Tyson spent the whole time complaining that her eyebrows didn't match her hair. But that's beside the point.
You're absolutely right. I did. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, I feel attacked, folks.
You should. Anyway, from what I understand, she was gifted dragon eggs because the dragon was a symbol of her family crest or something of that nature. I might be getting that wrong. Don't come at me. I've already said as a disclaimer, I don't know much about the show. I hate it. Blah. Anyway, what I understand, she was given the gift of dragon eggs because dragons are the symbol of her family's crest. She went to lay down on a funeral pyre because her husband was killed and took the eggs with her. She survived the fire unscathed because she can't be killed by fire or doesn't burn or whatever, and the eggs hatched, and they view her as their mother.
So a quick search in Westeros, dragons are
birds.
Intelligent, magical, carnivorous beasts bonded to riders through mental and emotional connection rather than just training. Do these dragons exist independently of humans? No, not really. They're bonded to humans. They are birthed specifically to eggs that are from one human woman. So no, they don't really exist without the humans. Are they fundamentally uncontrollable? No, they are ridden and bonded with people emotionally.
Yeah.
Do their presence reshape the world? Yeah, I'll give it that.
Absolutely. These are tools of war. Absolutely.
Weapons of mass destruction here. So yeah. So
you face off against an army of 10,000 people with a dragon, you're going to win.
Are they feared by those closest to them? No, I don't think so. That one little dude, who's the little dude in that show who drinks all the time? I drink and I know things. He walks up on one.
Oh, Tyrion Lannister. Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. And I don't really think that they're feared enough even by those closest. And do they embody something larger than themselves? Yeah. I mean, they're destruction.
Sort of, kind of.
They're intelligent, carnivorous, destruction-oriented beasts. So
I would give that a yes and a no.
Okay, so we've got 2 out of 5. And on my litmus test, that means they're trained beasts.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Westeros, or whoever. I can't remember the author's name off the top of my head.
George R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin, you made a mount that has wings and breathes fire. I commend you for writing so much, sir. And, your writing is good. I'm never going to say it's not.
I will.
I think you could have done something better with the dragons. I really do. All right. So, let's just continue down my list a little bit here.
All right.
Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Amongst Thieves. Do you remember the dragon in this show, Mike?
wasn't really a dragon. It was a
Yeah.
statue.
No, there was an actual dragon in Honor Amongst Thieves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. There was the fat
You remember what it
dragon.
looked like? The big, chunky, fat red dragon.
It's like a red basketball with wings and teeth.
Oh my God. But, that felt like a real D&D encounter, didn't it?
It really did. Just expect the unexpected kind of situation. But at the same time, that dragon has a name. It has a place in the greater D&D lore if you read into Faerun.
Oh, well, I mean, there you
can't
go.
remember its name, though.
I couldn't either, not without looking it up.
I'm going to look it up.
Listeners, we only prepare loosely for our shows. We know what we're going to talk about, and we have, bullet points. But I was just talking on Reddit with somebody that, we are a vibe. Me and Mike just sit here and vibe with each other. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, I'm sorry, this isn't the podcast for you.
Oh, well,
But
it's a Thimbershod, also known as the Wormsmith of Gracklstug. I have no idea how to say that. Gracklstugh.
the worldsmith of a
The Wormsmith of Gracklstug.
The Wormsmith. What the fuck is a Wormsmith?
Good question. Let's see. Father of the Flame, Ever Burning, Foundry's Heart, Pudgy Dragon. Those are its aliases.
Here's the thing, though. It was fun and it was memorable. I mean, I saw the movie twice and I can see in my head that dragon slipperily trying to get through stuff.
I'm going to be honest with you. I could watch that movie over and over and over again. There is so much to like about it.
Yeah, there is. There is. And here's the thing, though. It was played for laughs.
It was.
And it wasn't meant to be taken seriously. It was meant to be a funny chase scene for them to get away. It was entertaining, not mythologically correct. I don't even think it's worth our litmus test, to be honest, because there just wasn't enough of it shown to be able to know. I mean, did it exist independently of humans? Probably. But what the hell did it get fat on if it wasn't humans around? Was it fundamentally uncontrollable? I mean, maybe. Did it reshape the world around it? No, it was buried in a deep, dark, chasm, and it had diabetes. I mean, what the fuck are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Was it feared by those closest to it? No. I
mean, they did kind of run away.
Does it embody something larger than itself? I mean, itself was pretty large.
It was. Yes,
I would say
literally, yes.
Maybe
philosophically,
gluttony?
not so much.
Maybe gluttony?
Perhaps.
I mean, it just seemed animalistic. So I really don't think it had a personality.
Well, looking here at the page, Thimbershod is the last member of the line of red dragons who lived in Gracklstug, who worked at the iron forges of the Dwergar. Since a young age, he used his breath weapon as a way to keep the forges hot. Eventually, he became too fat to leave his lair. That's his entire history.
That's amazing. Amazing.
But I mean, that's
I love
a little backstory to it.
I love that they did their homework for this D&D movie, because that was probably somebody's D&D quest from like Greyhawk or some bullshit.
Well, I mean, the movie was written by what was his name from Freaks and Geeks? John Francis Daley.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, he's a nerd.
All right, so let's look at
total nerd.
Let's look at the C tier. There's a C tier of dragon right here. Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. And if you've never seen it, Mike, I honestly, if you like fun kid shows, you should sit down and watch it with the family. It's a cute movie. But these aren't dragons, folks. These are dogs. These people found winged dogs that have breath weapons, and these are like your emotional support dragons. Yeah. There is no mythological weight whatsoever other than the fact that they are loosely tying it to the Vikings. And, you look at Toothless and he's cute and you just want to cuddle him. And
he does look cuddly.
And it's funny because they call him Toothless, but I see teeth in his mouth in this picture I'm looking at right now. And I don't know. This isn't a dragon. This is a humiliating, demasculated, oh man, you were supposed to be a world conquering rare beast. And these things are like flying chihuahuas in this show. So I'm not
Pretty
even gonna
much.
litmus test this, folks. That just sucks. Let's look at dragons in Aragon.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah, a little bit. So
Dragons only exist in Aragon to be mounts.
yes,
Like, there is zero reason for them to exist other than that.
they're overly bonded. It's power fantasy at its worst. And they're designed for writers. They're not designed for themselves. And that just, I don't know. Dragons shouldn't exist for humans. They should be the things that were around before humans. I saw the movie. I didn't read the books. And I know I got at least one listener out there who loves Aragon. Aaron, I'm so sorry.
I didn't hate the book myself, but I mean, the movie did a better job, I think, than the book at just really pointing out, hey, this book was written by an 18-year-old, but it reads like a book written by an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in our adaptation episode.
Yeah.
Same line. So now we're going to go into is this even a dragon? Because I got a good one.
Okay.
All right. So you like the movie Shrek, right?
Somewhat.
Okay, me too. Now,
I loved it as a kid, but it got old.
The dragon, folks, in Shrek. This thing, they turn myth into a punchline. And I know it's a kid's movie. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun. But here's this dragon, and all of a sudden it's in love with Eddie Murphy, the donkey.
Well, let's be honest with each other here. Fiona was locked away in this tower all by her lonesome, being guarded by a dragon. This dragon was just as lonely as she was. For that long a period of time, anybody would want to feel the touch of another person.
That's true.
So I will give credit where credit's due. This dragon having that primal instinct to want to mate, good for her.
So, I know you listeners out there are going to want to hear us say these words. All dragons are great in their own way. Well, no, they are not. Okay, I am sick and tired of Hollywood turning modern dragons into reskinned pets. And I would like to see the return of the classic mean, smart, destructive dragon. Or hell, let's just have dragons be these unhinged wild animals that kill anything and everything that comes in their territory, and they just happen to be like crows and love shiny gold.
Well, I would say add a splinter of intelligence in there, perhaps. Maybe intelligence akin to a good hunter.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because these are apex predators we're talking about.
Exactly. Now, if we take the Reign of Fire dragons, give them Donald Trumpian levels of greed.
That's no dragon holds a candle to that amount of greed. They really don't.
Run for its money, but still, I feel like dragon would come out on bottom there. But either way, just a stupid level of greed. And just enough intelligence that it becomes extremely hard to kill. Kind of like the predator. Make them smart enough to be able to utilize their surroundings to their advantage in any kind of hunt or be hunted situation. And they just have a massive love for treasure.
All right, Mike.
That's what I want to see happen in modern fiction. Let's see an Amazon Prime series about it.
All right, so let's play a game, Mike. Let's play a build your own dragon.
Uh-oh.
All right, so you're going to build a dragon live on air for us right now. Okay.
I don't have my hammer.
Well, luckily for you, we're going to build a Mega Block dragon. You don't need a hammer. I know. All right, so I'm going to give you a list of archetypes for step 1. You're going to pick its core truth. You can only pick one. Not 2, no blending, just 1. Okay? Greed, cataclysm, divinity, judgment, or decay.
Now that is difficult.
Huh. You know why? Because this is a skill challenge, Mike.
I'm at a disadvantage.
That's all right. That's
Either
all right.
way. Let's see. Read those off again.
Greed, cataclysm, divinity, judgment, decay.
I think I have to go with divinity.
Divinity. So worshipped, unknowable, above mortals. All right. Define the consequences of its existence. What changes in the world because this dragon exists?
People are beholden to it, not by their own will, not by any kind of level of subservience, but because they have to.
Oh, they have to. Why do they have to?
What's the word I'm looking for here? Almost like an instinct. They see the might and glory of this godlike dragon and they drop to their knees immediately in worship.
Okay. All right. Is it animalistic and apex? Is it a cunning predator or is it mythically intelligent?
Mythically intelligent.
All right. What limitations does this dragon have?
It only holds sway over humans. The others can choose to worship it, but they are not compelled to do so.
Only over humans. All right. Human interaction. Can it be reasoned with? Can it be bargained with?
Absolutely not.
Can it temporarily align its interests?
Aligned interests, I would say no by default, because its interests are above anything the mortal realm would have to offer.
Got you. Okay, so it cannot be reasoned with. Let's see if the dragon you have created will pass the litmus test. Is it independent?
100%.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How? How are you sure? Because if it only holds sway over humans, does it have a reason to exist without them?
Yeah, why not? It only holds sway over them doesn't mean it needs them.
But it doesn't hold sway over anything else.
Doesn't mean it's not stronger than anyone else.
Okay. Is it uncontrollable?
Yes.
Yes. Is it world altering?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is it
Now,
feared?
big old asterisk on that.
Okay.
Were humans not to be around, it would be a force of nature rather than a force of divine.
Okay.
So it would be a different kind of world altering.
And it's obviously feared.
Yes.
And it's obviously symbolic.
Yes.
Okay. So you've made a pretty good dragon.
Yay.
All right, we'll give it to you. Mike kind of was cheating a little bit there because he already knew what the litmus test was going to say, folks.
No, I didn't.
If you are interested in rewinding that section there, that is a good way for you in your stories or your campaigns in D&D or any other tabletop game that you may play to create a real mythologically impactful dragon.
Hell yeah.
I think that's a pretty cool little exercise, don't you think?
That's pretty all right. Yeah. Now let's see if that would work with other beasts.
Oh, like what other kind of beast?
Don't know.
I think honestly, that would probably work for pretty much anything.
Kind of. I mean,
it could work for a deity. It could work for even a villain because the archetypes, those can represent people too.
Sure. I mean, change the wording a little bit and there you go. You got yourself a BBEG generator.
There you go. So that, let's circle back around to what we very first said and what we very first talked about in our lore dump. Dragons in the West represented Satan, chaos, greed, sin, destruction. These
and
were
fun fact before you go any further into that, just while we're on the whole greed, sin, and Satan thing, Dracula translates to son of the dragon.
Huh.
Yeah. So
son of Satan.
No, son of the dragon. Yes. In this case, it is implicit that the dragon is indeed Satan.
Satan, yes.
So yeah, Romania, we got our eyes on you.
So these are all qualities that evil people had.
Yeah.
And these all link back to religion and sin. And now that's different for the Eastern dragons, obviously.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
those also were symbols of imperial authority. And they were symbols of godhood and symbols of nature that men saw. So in reality, dragons are kind of an allegory for what we fear and what we don't understand.
Indeed.
And that, folks, is why the classical dragon will always reign superior than the bullshit that Hollywood has put out now.
It's just a shame that the entire dragon myth was derived from people finding dinosaur bones.
All right, folks, that was a wonderful conversation, don't you think, Mike?
I would say so, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in finding out more about our podcast, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/arguing with dragons. There's a link to our link tree right there, and that'll get you into the podcast. That'll get you into all kinds of fun stuff. There's a newsletter, and once I figure out how to write a good newsletter, I'll be releasing those. Also, we had our winner come out for the free dice. And that winner,
Bethany.
yes, I was pulling up her email. Sweet. Bethany, you have won the free dice. And I sent you an email already tonight, Bethany. Your free dice are sitting on my table, ready to be sent to you. But we had some really great folks, leave us some shout outs. And I'm going to pull those up and read those right now.
Are you going to read all of them? Because a couple of them were kind of funny.
I am certainly going to read all of them, actually, Mike. Thank you. All right. So Beck sent us in. We asked in our newsletter, folks, or our sign-up sheet, I should say, we asked, give a shout out or a hot take, and we might read it on air. So in this case, Beck says D&D 5e needs better combat mechanics. And you are not wrong, Beck. They could have done a lot better with combat because it should not take 2 hours sitting at a table to handle a fight that in like real time would have taken, 3 minutes.
If even that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 3 minutes is like, 30 rounds? So,
yep. Now, that said, I would attribute the poor quality of D&D 5e's combat to people's unwillingness to stray far from the original vision of the creators themselves.
Oh, I think that they just added a little bit more narrative spin. They could probably make combat go a lot quicker, and it'd be a lot better.
Perhaps.
So, and then we had, what do we call you? I ask, what do we call people? This person's name is Coleslaw, and their hot take, ladies and gentlemen, is pineapple on pizza.
Just pineapple on pizza, no yay or nay.
That nothing, just pineapple on pizza. So I'm going to assume that Coleslaw enjoys pineapple on pizza.
And I'm going to agree because pineapple on pizza is pretty fucking good.
I'm on the pineapple on pizza bandwagon. I think it's good if you're in the mood for it.
Yeah,
plenty of good stuff. Now, would you put coleslaw on a pizza?
Ooh, that got my mind going a little bit. I'm wondering what I could do with that.
Oh boy. Now I put coleslaw on my pulled pork sandwiches. I don't know if anybody else does that, but it's really
Got
good.
it. Barbecue
Pulled pork
sauce
pizza?
barbecue sauce base with coleslaw, pulled pork, and cheese.
Leave it to a fat guy to invent a pizza on air on our podcast, folks.
Duh.
Bethany, our winner for our dice, shouted out, "Nice to meet you and the fam at the GamerCon." So great. It was very nice to meet you too, Bethany.
Hell yeah.
Sophia says, "A shout out to Deborah for helping me on this adventure. I'm not sure what her adventure was. It could have been a quest led to our booth. It could have just been going to the Midwest Game Fest. Not sure, but
that was quite the adventure.
Deborah, you've been shouted out to." Next is Cora, and Cora's shout out is "Go Rolling with Games." I'm assuming Rolling with Games was maybe a vendor that we missed or somebody. But
potentially.
Great shout out there, Cora. And next, Amy says, "It was a blast to see you at the Midwest Game Fest in KC." Amy, it was a blast to meet you too.
Yes, it was.
So, folks, that was 6 out of the 7 responses that we got. So I was kind of hoping folks. Yeah, I was kind of hoping more folks would have jumped on board with that, but it's okay. not everybody wants to scan a QR code. I get that. And, the Game Fest was incredible.
Yes, it
regardless
was.
of
Yes, it
anything.
was. It was
Um,
everything and nothing I could have expected.
Yeah. I mean, I had no freaking clue what we were in store for, folks. And I
And it
was
turned out to
pleasantly
be
surprised.
infinitely better than what we could have ever hoped.
Right. So do us a favor, folks. If you're listening to the podcast, find us on Facebook and give us a like, follow our page. I'm trying to build up enough followers that we can start breaking into some new fun things that we can do. I know Mike and I talk a lot about energy drinks on the podcast. I'd like to create a store where you guys can go find those drinks online to buy them. And I think that'd be fun. And we're getting ready to launch a merch store, folks. So if you like Arguing with Dragons and you want to support us, that's a awesome way to do it.
Yeah.
Also, I'm considering, and I'm just going to throw this on air and just go hog wild with it. We'll have a Patreon set up soon. We have the page going, but there's no premium content. And as long as I get all my players on board, we might actually do some live play games and post them onto our Patreon page so you guys can get a feel for how we roll with our goofball friends and listen to some cool content.
Absolutely.
So, Mike, do you have anything to finish off the night with?
I do actually. I know I don't really talk to listeners directly as often as you do, but I want to know, listeners, did we miss any of these dragons that you feel do qualify as true dragons on our patented litmus test?
Oh,
What dragons can you think of that fit all of those categories? Let us know.
yeah, good. That's a good question. If we've missed something, folks, or you think you've got a named dragon out there, or hell, you want to invent one, by all means. I'd love to see your custom dragon stat blocks for 5e. I would love to hear about the dragon you wrote about. I was talking with dragons with my 13-year-old son, 14-year-old son now, I'm sorry. And he created like a whole page worth of different dragons that could exist in a world. And he was like, Dad, which ones are you going to use in D&D? And I had to break it to him that there weren't actually any living dragons in my campaign world. The 4 dragons are actually gods in my world.
Blah, blah, blah.
And the only encounter my players have actually had with something that resembled a dragon came from another dimension, kind of came through a portal. It was a steam dragon. So that was kind of a little different fun experience. And it actually ate one of the player characters. So,
oh, dear.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. So listeners, I just want to say thank you. We surpassed 360 downloads just before recording this episode. And I can't be more thankful for that. And I can't be more thankful for everything that you have done for us, listeners.
Yes, our hearts warm because of you guys.
I know. Every time I think about you guys, I'm like, what can I give them? And if there's some quality content you want to hear from us, reach out, message the page, post on the page, send us an email, arguingwithdragons@gmail.com. I would be happy to hear from you. And I would love, love, love to get feedback on our podcast.
Most certainly.
All right, Mike, do you have a fun fact?
The population of Nauru is smaller than the population of Iowa.
Oh, you know what's bigger than the population of Iowa?
A lot.
The city of Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
That's wild. All right, folks, my name is Tyson.
And my name is Mike.
We are Arguing with Dragons, and you have a great night.
Indeed. Have a great night.